boys and girls, my name is Debbi Hudak. I am the author of this book, Why Doesn't Alicia Talk? Understanding Autism. I wrote this book because April 2nd has been deemed World Autism Awareness Day. It's a day that has been put aside to recognize autism and to bring awareness to it. So what better way to bring awareness than to write a book to try and help children understand a little more about autism and to feel comfortable asking any questions they may have. So today, myself and my daughter Veronica
Hello.
will be collaborating and reading this book together to you. We hope you enjoy it. It was a beautiful day on the playground in school, and Vivian couldn't wait to start playing with her classmates. She saw her friends and ran over to them. Everyone was laughing and playing, and then they started yelling, "You're it! No, you're it!" Vivian loved to play tag. When she saw Alicia, the little girl in their class who always had a grown-up sitting beside her, Vivian stopped.
I wonder if we should ask her to play with us.
She thought. Vivian went up to Mrs. H, Alicia's helper, and asked.
Why doesn't Alicia talk?
Mrs. H turned to her, smiled, and said, "Well, Vivian, it's because Alicia has autism. She's autistic."
Alicia's artistic. Wow, that's great. But I never saw her draw anything.
Vivian said. Mrs. H giggled and said, "No, not artistic, autistic." Vivian was puzzled. "Would you like me to try and explain it to you?" Mrs. H asked. Vivian nodded quickly and said,
Uh-huh.
Mrs. H continued, "Being autistic means that your brain thinks and responds differently. The brain sends a signal to the mouth to speak, but for Alicia, that signal doesn't get there. Some autistic people can speak and some cannot." "Does that help you understand a little better?" asked Mrs. H.
Yes, it does. A little.
Vivian said.
But how did she become autistic?
What a good question. No one really knows how that happened, but the good news is that there are many smart people in this world who are trying to find the answer, Mrs. H explained.
Well, I hope they find it soon.
Vivian said. "Me too," said Mrs. H.
So, how do you know when Alicia needs help if she can't talk?
Asked Vivian. "Another good question, Miss Vivian," said Mrs. H. "Alicia might not be able to talk, but there are other ways to communicate what she wants."
There are? How?
Vivian asked, with both curiosity and concern. "There is something called sign language," Mrs. H said, "when you use your hands to tell someone what you want or how you feel."
Really?
Asked Vivian.
Can Alicia use sign language?
"Yes, she can." "Actually, Vivian, everyone can," Mrs. H replied.
Even me?
Asked Vivian. "Sure. Can you wave to me?" Mrs. H asked. Vivian waved. "Then there, you just used sign language. You used your hand to say hi to me," explained Mrs. H.
Boy, that's cool.
Thought Vivian.
All this time, I could use sign language, and I didn't even know it. Is there any other way to communicate?
"There sure is," Mrs. H replied. "Anyway, did you ever hear body language?" Mrs. H asked.
Nope.
Said Vivian. "That's okay. I'll explain it to you. Body language is letting people know what you want or how you feel by the way you're acting," Mrs. H said.
Hey,
Exclaimed Vivian.
I just looked at Alicia, and she smiled at me. That means she's happy. I knew how she felt from her body language. It really works. What about when she's tired? What does Alicia do to tell you she's tired?
Asked Vivian. "I'll answer that question with a question," said Mrs. H. "What would you do to tell me that you were tired if you couldn't talk?"
That's easy.
Said Vivian.
I would yawn and stretch. I might even put my head on my desk and close my eyes.
Oh, exactly. That's how I know when Alicia is getting tired and might need a break from her schoolwork. Her body language does the talking for her, Mrs. H explained. "Let me show you something, Vivian. This is a communication device. It has language programs that are set to help a person express their wants and needs. For example, if someone wants to tell you they're hungry, they press a button with a picture of the food they want. It says the name of the food out loud. It uses the sense of touch, sight, and hearing to help them communicate. Vivian thought for a moment before she asked the next question. What is it, Vivian asked Mrs. H?
It's just that sometimes I see Alicia flapping her hands back and forth really fast and jumping up and down, and then she starts yelling loud sounds. What does that mean?
Vivian asked. To be honest, I don't always know, Vivian. What I do know for sure, though, is that she needs some help. And that's when I have to slowly start to figure out what's going on. Like a detective, Mrs. H said. Vivian was relieved. You know what, Vivian? Your body language just let me know that you want to tell me something. Is that true, Mrs. H asked?
Yes, I'm just glad you told me, because I thought when Alicia was jumping and yelling that she didn't want to be in our class anymore.
Vivian replied. Well, I see where you might think that, but don't worry. Alicia's very happy here. I know it's hard for you to understand, Vivian, but just try to imagine what life is like for Alicia. I'm sure that if you went one whole day without talking, there would be times in the day when you would get frustrated that nobody knew what you wanted, and being frustrated is what makes someone act out. I have a question for you, Vivian. Do you think Alicia's feelings can be hurt if someone laughs at her when she's having a hard time?
Well, yes, I guess.
Said Vivian. You're right, they can, said Mrs. H. I know it feels natural to turn and look when someone's making noises, yelling or jumping, and that's fine. Sometimes, though, people stare and laugh, and that's not fine. Every day we need to make choices. Choose to smile and be kind. Choose that. There was a quiet peacefulness about Vivian for a moment as she stopped and really tried to understand everything she learned about Alicia and autism. And then she reached over and wrapped herself around Mrs. H, giving her a great big hug. Thank you for explaining.
Thank you for explaining all this to me and for being Alicia's helper,
she said. Mrs. H could feel herself holding back tears. She hugged Vivian back, smiled gently, and said, "It was my pleasure, Vivian." There were only 5 minutes left of recess, but Vivian didn't care. She smiled at Alicia and held out her hand. Alicia smiled. She looked at Mrs. H and took Vivian's hand. They walked toward the other kids with Mrs. H following close behind them. What a great day at school. The end. So Caitlin Finney is my illustrator. She drew all the pictures in this book. And you know what? She did a great job. She had no idea that this is my favorite picture of my two girls, Alicia and Veronica. And look what she illustrated without ever seeing that picture. Great job, Caitlin. Thank you, boys and girls, for listening. Bye.
Bye.
We have a website, www.whydoesn'talk.com. We would greatly appreciate you going to our website. We have photos of our family. We have photos of our beautiful Alicia, of my Veronica, myself, and my husband. We have more about our family's journey through autism. And of course, we have a link there for you to go to the publishing house and order a copy. Also, we have a Facebook page. It's Why Doesn't Alicia Talk? If you wouldn't mind liking our page. Our mission for this book is to get Why Doesn't Alicia Talk Understanding Autism in as many school districts nationwide, someday maybe even globally, as possible. It's the perfect tool for teachers to help elicit a conversation about autism with their students. Please join us on our journey of raising awareness. If you have a friend or a family member who works in a school district with elementary age students, you could pass along our website, whydoesn'talk.com, so they can purchase a copy. Our book can be purchased also at amazon.com and at barnesandnoble.com. Let's see how many schools we can help to promote tolerance, awareness, and compassion. Thank you so much. We will be doing a Facebook Live my daughter Veronica and I, on Thursday, World Autism Awareness Day, we were gonna shoot for 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're hoping that many of you can join us, and we'll have questions and answers at the end. Please, let's swap information. That's what we need to do. We need to be resources for each other on how to help our children be the best they can be. Thanks again. Hope to see you on Thursday the 2nd. Bye.